This is what I want you to know. This is what suicide survivors want you to know. This is what I want each and every one of you to know. Suicide is a subject many are afraid to talk about or even acknowledge. But how do we not talk about one of the leading causes of death? Each year, suicides claim the lives of more than 44,000 people in the United States alone. It's the third leading cause of death for children between ages 10 and 14, and the second leading cause of death for people between 15 and 34. This is why we need to better understand it and do our very best to get people the help they need in their darkest moments. One way to do this is to talk about it. I asked people who have attempted or otherwise been affected by suicide, and the responses were, I want people to know that it feels like the best option when you feel like a burden to everyone you love. It's not a selfish decision at all from that person's view. I wish people knew just how bad things were in my head when I was about to jump, or when I rammed pills down my neck. A lot of people call suicide a coward's way out, but they don't realize just how bad you are until they have lost someone close, or they are in that position themselves. I am a daily survivor, as the thoughts of harm are always there. But one thing that keeps me here is looking at my children and thinking of all that they would have to do if I was to die, or worse, if I was left in a vegetative state. I make the decision every day to carry on and take it just one step at a time. My brother committed suicide. It tore a hole in my mother's heart that never healed. She went through years of blaming herself. You know, the old, if only he had reached out, I could have helped him. Well, I read a lot, talked to mental health professionals, and I do understand as much as I can why he felt that was his only choice. He was not a coward. In fact, he did what he did to spare the people he loved. I don't agree with his decision, but I get it. I miss him and wish we could have grown old together. But I'm glad he is in a place where it doesn't hurt anymore. All I wish others to know is, it is not the coward's way out and no one will ever understand a person's mind when it is attempted. How terrible it actually is to feel that way. You don't think of your kids or your family. You just want to leave this world. Often, it's the unsaid that helps more than words people think they should say to make things better. I think that to stand or sit there and go against every single survival instinct in your body and act on those truly horrendous, awful, dark thoughts, knowing the consequences of what you're about to do to yourself, shows that it's an illness, and that is certainly not a cry for attention. To go against your survival instinct and go ahead with any action to end your life and to spare what you perceive is the burden you are putting on everyone else. Actually takes a whole lot of courage, and of course it's probably to end your pain and suffering too, but mostly from experience, I'd say it's driven by a skewed perception of protecting the people you love around you from this all-consuming disease. I wish people knew I never intended to live through it. It wasn't just a cry for help. I still wish I had succeeded. I want people to know inside my head is a very sad place. Suicide is like a dandelion. You pull up the flower, not realizing the roots are deep and have spread far. You survive, but the call of the void never quite goes away. But you learn to not answer it. It is like a dark thing that hates you and tells you lies that you are not worth it. But you are. The bigger the lie, the more you are worth it. You may not feel it, but you are loved by someone. For me, it was a quiet little voice that said, "Take that handful, it will be all right." I prayed for help. Baptism and Christianity saved my life, and I've never faced the dark thing again. I have my blue days blessed with a natural companion animal. I take a minimum amount of an anti-everything. I needed the comfort of one specific person. Comfort from anyone in general is pointless, and often it's the unsaid that helps more than words people think they should say to make things better. Your life is precious, even if you feel very dirty right now. You will not feel like that forever. Don't deny yourself the time and opportunity to get better. We sometimes forget that we hurt others in our lives. It causes so much pain and anxiety and fear for our families. We never know what guilt our loved ones are holding on to. It's really not worth it to put family through that loss. Life can and will get better. You're not alone. There are so many people going through very bad times and people who care about you. Sometimes it seems like a bad life, but living is worth it. Seek help, find new hobbies, learn to live again, and enjoy the little things. Cause there's only one opportunity, and it is so sad to waste it ending this life. Please don't do it. I promise again it will get better. So if you are someone you feel like committing suicide, reach out for help. Reach out to National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. If someone is at immediate risk of self-harm, call 911 or your local emergency number. Stay with them until help arrives. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe.